spacing on Instagram. You know how you not want to have paragraphs and spacing so that everything's not just chunked together and you can't really read it? So I figured it out, and I've been doing this for a while, but it's kind of tricky, and so I wanted to do, hey Susan, I wanted to do a quick little tutorial in case that is confusing to you and annoying, because it's so annoying when you think you have it all spaced out. Hey girl, and then you post it and it's like all back together again, and you're like, this is not good. So this is what I do. You write your post, put your paragraphs in. The key to all of this is spacing. Spacing is everything. So if you see that little period, I put a period. You can also put the little emoji or the little other darker, bigger circle. But you can put that in between. That's not the problem. The problem comes when you have a space at the end of the previous paragraph. So I type this blah, 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 blah. And the reason we do this, the reason we always put a space is because we're used to typing on like the keyboard, because you always put a space between your sentences, right? And so, and back in the old days, you used to put 2, okay? So that space at the end of your sentence is the problem. So it doesn't look like there's a space there, but if you put your cursor at the end of that sentence and there's a blank space between your punctuation mark and the cursor, you have a space there. So you have to take that space out. So your cursor has to be right beside your punctuation. Then hit return, put your little dot, period, or emoji, whatever, and then return again and start your next paragraph. Then when you get to the end of your next paragraph, see that period? There cannot be a space, even a blank space, after that period, okay? It has to be completely, the cursor has to be right beside, there's a B. There has to be a cursor right beside, that cursor has to be right beside the period, okay? So, oh, you're fine. Y'all are fine. So then you hit return, not a space, return. And you put your little period or emoji, return again, because if you put your little period or emoji or whatever here and you do a space, no bueno, won't work, because this will be back up on this line beside this. So you always have to have no spaces at the end of your paragraph, and then return, then your little space holder, and then return again, and then your next paragraph. So I hope that helps, and I hope that makes sense. So what I usually do, because when I do my posts on Instagram, sometimes I think I have it just right, and then I post it, and then everything's like cattywampus again. And so then you just have to edit it and go back and make sure you have no spaces in between your paragraphs and at the end of your punctuation. So I hope that helps.